Hello, this is Gary Reinhardt for Heart to Heart with Gary Reinhardt. I am here with Aaron Weaver, committee head of the Pirates Weekend Committee. How are you doing today, good sir?
Hello, Gary.
Yep, we just got done with our meeting on Pirates Weekend. We were finalizing all the final stuff. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
And see where it goes. So, first off, what is Pirates Weekend?
Wow. I'll try and make this as brief, as simple as I can. Basically, Pirates Weekend is a weekend in Speculator, New York that's community-wide, that's on the theme of pirates. That's basically it.
Excellent. When did you come up with the idea for Pirates Weekend?
Oh my. Actually, this has been on the back of my mind for a long time. And ever since I was, probably younger than 12, I was a reenactor with my family. We would portray 18th century American Revolution at different events in the Mohawk. And I've always enjoyed the swashbuckling movies and all that. And it just came to my mind, it's like, we have these lakes and all this land, beautiful land and country. Why aren't we doing something piratic? It started earlier than that, though. When I was in my late teens, my family and another family would go camping. We were all homeschooled, and we'd go camping in September at Moffitt's Beach. And I would actually draw a pirate map, and we would actually go row a boat along the coast and hunt for treasure. And ever since then, I've been coming up with these ideas to make it a much larger activity for a whole community.
Excellent. How's the reception been by the businesses and by the village about Pirates Weekend?
Well, there's been a mixture, and which is understandable. You have to keep in mind, this is an event that is not related to Speculator or Lake Pleasant. And for a lot of people, it's like, why pirates? And yet, at the same time, there are people who are like, why haven't we thought of this sooner? So there has been a mixed viewpoint, but it really doesn't bother me one way or the other. People had the same idea when it came to the Historical Society's Apple Fest. And again, people are like, why apples? What's so Adirondack about apples? But yet it's one of our most participated and successful events in Speculator. So I'm not saying that Pirates Weekend is, but we've got to give something a try. And I think this will be very beneficial for our community.
Excellent. What are local businesses doing for Pirate Weekend?
Wow. It depends on the business. Well, one of the events that the Pirate Weekends committee is in charge of is the Pirate Flag Contest. And a lot of the local businesses and nonprofit organizations are making their own pirate flag to represent who they are. But as for just them themselves, we've asked many of the local businesses to like if they're a restaurant or if they're a store, to create a pirate theme atmosphere, encourage their employees to dress up as pirates. If they're a restaurant, to sell something that would be 18th century, like who knows, like stew or something to do with the ocean, like fish products or whatever, and to have pirate background music, anything like that, just to create an atmosphere throughout the entire community for Pirates Weekend.
Yeah, and make sure you have your orange juice to stave off scurvy, right?
Yeah, that's right. We don't want any scurvy in here.
No, we do not. So what can people do as individuals to help with Pirates Weekend?
Wow. Well, there are many ways that individuals in our community, as well as businesses, is to help spread the word out to families and friends, whether it's on Facebook or emails. We do have a website, and all you have to do is just Google online or go on to the Chamber of Commerce, and it will take you to a link to our website. All you have to look up is Pirates Weekend Lake Pleasant or Speculator, and it'll be one of the places that you'll find. And share that website to people through emails, through Facebook, or do it by word of mouth. That's another way of doing it. Let people know and get them excited that, yeah, there's a Pirates Weekend going up, and, we would love to have you to come up this weekend with us and have fun. Another way is to get your pirate costume ready. Get it together and for that weekend, and especially for Saturday. That's the big one. But to get your pirate costume together and go all around town and visit the local restaurants and businesses and the other fun events that are available free for the community to just have a piratical adventure.
Now, if people wanted to volunteer, can they also contact you through these various means?
Oh, absolutely. They can contact me. Either I'm at Charlie John's store, or they can contact me through Facebook. We have a page that's the Pirates Weekend Committee page on Facebook. All you have to do is join that, and I will put up when our meetings are going to be, and you can contact me through that. I also have an email as well, and that will be located on the Pirates Weekend Committee site on Facebook.
Now, how difficult was it to get people involved with the creation of Pirates Weekend?
Actually, that was the easy part. That was the easy part. We live in a community that has a wild imagination. I like what Bev Hoffman said when we had our bicentennial. We are a small town or village that thinks big. We've always been that way, even throughout our entire history. We always thought big. And as a result, finding people within our community who has ideas for Pirates Weekend is not a hard thing. The hard thing is having people to volunteer and get involved with these events.
I know that's been a constant theme throughout all the different town boards and meetings of that, is to try and find people to volunteer, because a lot of people have a job or two jobs, they have children and things of that nature.
Yes.
So it's very difficult to get them to volunteer.
It's a worldwide thing. I've talked to many towns and villages, and it is very hard to get people involved to volunteer to do things. And you're right, it's because there is family, because there is jobs and concerns, and not just that, but other people are volunteering for other things as well.
Yeah. Now, you kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier as a kid, but as someone who reenacts frequently, what does something like Pirates Weekend mean to you?
Pirates Weekend to me is more of a weekend to allow some energy that you have built up throughout the winter and mud season, and to just let it out and have fun. That's what it is. Pirates Weekend is a time to have fun. It's a time to have that great expectation of summer is just around the corner, and just to be free. Also, like I said, as a reenactor, I've always enjoyed going in the battlefield and firing the muskets, or when I was a kid, I always had fun with the kids in the woods and within our outfits, and just had, just pure imagination. And I think that's something that we're losing a lot in the younger generation, is that wild imagination out there. And this is a great opportunity for families and people in our community that are even young at heart to let that child out and just have good, pure fun.
Now, I've done one reenactment in my life. I was in the War of 1812, which was last year's historical reenactment. They kept it very historically accurate. That was very important to them. How important is it to keep things historically accurate through Pirates Weekend, especially considering that the Adirondacks didn't exactly have the pirates you would think of?
Well, we will be having reenactors coming up portraying pirates in the British Empire at the time when they were trying to control piracy. But as for the local people and even for myself, we're not going to push historical accuracy. That's because this is just pure fun. This is pure fun to make up your own costume. I've even told some people, I said, if you're into steampunk, make a steampunk pirate. If you're into such things as, I don't know, like a fairy pirate, go for it. But the only people that are going to be more historically correct is us reenactors when we do our pirate battle. But other than that, and that's just because we're just making an atmosphere. We're making a time period atmosphere of the 1700s, so that when people come to Pirates Weekend, they feel like they've fallen back in time, and it just brings in the energy and atmosphere. But as for other people, I don't care. Go ahead. Whatever your pirate costume is, show it off.
Excellent. Now, was it difficult to plan a date for Pirates Weekend?
In essence, it was because we wanted this event idea was to have it during a weekend when it wasn't too busy for the local businesses, but at the same time, not so slow that we can't get people to come up here. Because not only is this Pirates Weekend event for the local people to enjoy and have fun, it's also an event to encourage, to help build up our tourism. We do want people to come up and spend money at our local businesses, not just to enjoy the free activities as well that's available.
Now, has the village been helpful in planning this event?
Well, actually, it's this event. Many of these activities that is done through the Pirates Weekend Committee is through the town of Lake Pleasant, and that was mostly for insurance wise. We need insurance to cover some of these events, and the town has been very supportive about it, and we've been very thankful. The village has been very supportive too by allowing us to use the pavilion and to have certain events available. So this has been very supportive by our local governments.
Yeah. And the Chamber of Commerce has also been very supportive.
Absolutely. The Chamber, of course, you gotta keep in mind that that's what the Chamber of Commerce is all about, is to advertise in our local activities and businesses to bring people up into our communities, because we do rely on tourism very much.
It seems to be a common theme to thank Donna Bankovich on my show, so we'd like to thank her again.
Absolutely, she's a wonderful woman, as well as many other people on the committee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now we have the events page here, and I'd like to go through them a little bit. Try to just get some details on some of these. Hopefully, I can edit that out.
Okay.
All right, so first off, we have a food fair at the pavilion that we are trying to put together with local restaurants in mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, I want to go back to that this Pirates Weekend is on June 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's the second weekend in June. And people are like, well, why Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Well, there are a lot of reasons, and I think it will be explained as we go through these events. The food fair we are hoping to have is we haven't done it yet, but we're going to contact local restaurants and nonprofit organizations to sell one or two food items at this fair, and we're hoping to have it at 5 to 7 p.m. at the pavilion. And this would be a great way for people to come down and try out different varieties of foods and all that kind of stuff. But it would help our local businesses as well.
Yeah, I know a lot of restaurants would be interested in something like that.
I think they would be, yeah.
Yeah. Now after that, we have the raffle. If you've been by the chamber, you've seen the pirate baskets that have been hanging out in the front window, and they look great.
Yeah. Well, those pirate baskets in the front window is actually for the treasure hunt, but we're going to get to that.
Oh, we'll get to that.
But the raffle basket looks just like one of them, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to raise money, the Pirates Weekend Committee, because we need to advertise this stuff. And when you're advertising, it's not cheap. And so to make advertisements, well, you need money. So we have this raffle. We're going to raffle a treasure chest full of booty. Yeah. So and we're going to be asking local businesses to help us raffle these tickets off. But we're also going to go to local events like Maple Fest and other places to help sell tickets for the raffle.
Excellent. Then after that is one of my favorite events. It's the Pirate Flag Contest.
This I'm excited about because I get excited when local businesses get excited. And I've been hearing a lot of nonprofit organizations and local businesses saying, we're making our own pirate flag. And this is unusual. We've really never had much events, or if any, in our community just for the businesses to have fun in nonprofit organizations. And I thought, we need something just for them. And this is also a great way to advertise Pirates Weekend, is for them to create their own pirate flag. And the pirate flag will be under 3 different categories that they will win a prize for one of those 3 categories. And once the contest is over, we're asking local businesses and nonprofit organizations to hang up their flag outside their buildings to support Pirates Weekend.
Now, what are the 3 categories, if I might ask?
Okay, one category is what's the most piratical flag? What flag best represents your business or nonprofit organization? And number 3 is what's the most creative design. So those are the 3 categories, but they all have to be pirate themed. There's no question about that. But how they're going to do it, I'm very interested. The rules are on our website if they want to print them out, or you can get a copy at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yep. So far we have Town Supervisor Dan Will as a judge, and yours truly, Gary Reinhardt,
That's
local
right.
celebrity.
Yeah, and we're going to hope that we're going to pick some other judges as well of our local government, if not other people who are willing to, and Caitlin's helping me find those judges.
Yeah, and if you want to pay me off, that's DacklinRadio.com.
Oh my word!
I'm kidding. Hey,
this is Pirates Weekend. Anything goes right now.
Everything goes. Okay, so after that, we have June 8th at 4:30 p.m. We have the Pirate Chase Race at the Speculator Pavilion.
Yeah. We originally thought of doing it at 2 p.m., but we've changed it to 4:30 p.m. And what Pirates Chase Race is all about is that we are raising money for a little girl named Lena. And she has, what's this?
She has spinal muscular atrophy.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten that by now. But yeah, spinal muscular atrophy.
This was, the Pirate Chase Race was an idea that was brought up by Caitlin. And it came to my mind that's like, as a community, we need to get together as much as we can to help support people in need. And this little girl is connected to a loved family in our community. And hoping to raise money to help her through this condition, I think would be very beneficial for our community to get together, but also for the little girl. But what to do is to join the Pirate Chase Race is you can either dress up as a pirate or a fairy, and I will explain that. To dress up as a pirate or a fairy, and you're going to be running from the boat launch all the way to the Speculator Fire Hall. And you can stop at the chambers, and you can, or go onto our website and get copies of papers where you can find people who will donate for you to dress up as a pirate or a fairy and run from that distance. And, Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, we also forgot to mention that with the food fair, we're hoping to get donations from people around, if this happens, towards also the Lena Fund. That
Yes.
was also discussed.
Yes, I forgot about that. The food fair in June 7th at 5 through 7. It's free for local businesses to set up, but we are going to ask donations from them, and the money will go for this charity. But people are wondering why fairies and pirates, and the reason is because other events choose fairies and pirates, and that's because pirates are very superstitious, and they believe that if you chase a fairy, it'll take you to their treasure if you capture one.
Yep. I always thought it was something about Peter Pan, but that
Well,
works too.
that eventually, if you know the history, that's how Tinkerbell and Peter Pan and Captain James Hook, all that got together, because that was a common theme.
Now, at 6 p.m. on June 8th, that's the Friday, we have a rum cake contest. So what do we have about that?
Well, the rum cake contest is for anyone. It could be a business, nonprofit organization, or an individual. And it's basically for people to bake a flavored rum cake, and it'll be tested by popular vote. So you have a choice, either become the baker or to become the judge and come over and test. Or you could be both. I mean, I think it's okay for the people who bake the cake to try others. But, and they'll be writing who's their favorite on a ballot, and then we'll find out afterwards who wins. But we will, it has been mentioned that, there won't be alcohol permitted, and we apologize for that because we don't have the insurance to cover alcohol. So, and some people were saying, "Oh, but we won't bring our kids to this because of such and such." So, we're asking bakers if you could put in abstract or rum flavor for the cakes. That'd be great, and that way it could help.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, you won't be able to bribe me for this contest.
No.
Because I will be busy with the third event on our docket, which is the 7 p.m. Pirates Trivia Night
All right.
at the Inn at Speculator. And like you mentioned before, we're going to be dressed up as pirates. We're going to get a pirate theme going with the trivia night. And hopefully everyone will be all shiver me timbers.
And this will be held at the Inn of Speculator.
Yes, it will be.
Neil McGovern has been very supportive, as well as many local businesses. Logan's Bar, all these people have been very supportive of Pirates Weekend. They're so excited about this. And see, that's what gets me excited, is when the local businesses and nonprofit organizations get involved. It's like, wow. It's really amazing how it gets together. But yeah, I can't wait to hear about this Pirates trivia. I'm going to try and make it myself and see how clever I am with the pirate trivias.
Yep, it's going to be an exciting time. Definitely. Trivia night's always an exciting time. Friday nights at 7 p.m., which almost is time for. Then we move on to Saturday, which seems to be the bulk of what Pirates Weekend
Saturday
is.
is the bulk because we really want to get the kids involved, and this is when kids are out of school and they got all this energy to waste, and parents are like, ah! So, but that's all right. June 9th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the treasure hunt, and that begins at the Chamber of Commerce. And what that's all about is people, you'll stop by, you have to have a team of 5, and you'll have to pay a fee of $25. So it's $5 for each member. But what it is you're going to get a clue and a cipher, and you are going to follow that clue, and it will lead you to 4 pieces of a treasure map. And these 4 pieces of the treasure map, when you put them together, will eventually lead you to the treasure itself. And just to let people know, all these clues are on public property. So please stay off of private property if you're going to partake. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun because you're actually going to have a treasure map. You have to follow coded clues and everything. And it's from, like I said, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You have that window. So if you want to get involved, make sure you get at the chambers at 10 a.m. to start right off. So and the first 3 teams who find the treasure and make it back with everything will win a prize.
Yeah, and those are the 3 baskets.
Those
we
are the
mentioned,
3
so-
baskets in the
Right.
window, yeah,
And
at
if
the
you-
chambers.
And if you have not seen them, they are filled to the gill with
I
pirate.
I
goodies.
keep looking at those baskets and I'm like, I want it.
You wish you could be competing.
I wish I could be competing, but I can't.
Then after that, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the 18th century encampment at the ball field.
Absolutely. This is, we were talking earlier that we're going to have 18th century reenactors coming up portraying both the British Empire, civilians, and pirates. And it's going to be a great time. You can walk into the camps and talk to the people dressed up in the time period. And some of these people will be walking around town too, intermingling with the local businesses in the community. So just to bring the atmosphere of the 18th century.
Excellent. Now, what group is coming to do the reenactment? You said there might have been a group.
Yeah, well, a lot of these groups are connected with the North. I think it's called the North Country reenactors, but it's a whole group of reenactment units who partake at a lot of 18th century events. You probably would have seen these reenactors at places like Fort Ticonderoga, Herkimer Home, Johnson Hall, mostly places along the Champlain, Hudson River, Mohawk Valley, or St. Lawrence area.
Excellent. And do you think any of the guys from the 1812 reenactment will be up for that weekend?
Absolutely, because they also do 18th century reenactments as well. And some of these guys, they do have boats with little cannons on them that they will be firing. So, oh yeah.
Well, I am definitely excited about seeing some of the people I had met during the 1812 reenactment again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then after that, at 2 p.m. is a battle demonstration between the pirates and the British Empire.
Yes, well, let me tell you, a lot of people don't know this, but we're going to be changing the name of Speculator just for that weekend. It's going to be known as Port Spectacular, and we're going to have a governor. And, well, this governor has a daughter, a lovely lady, but unfortunately she gets kidnapped by some pirates who wants her for a fee. And this was very common back in the the 17th and 18th century. So we're going to recreate kidnapping, and we're going to send in the local militia and the king's men to save her.
Yeah, it's going to be tough rooting for the British Empire.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I think most people will be rooting for the pirates.
I know I will. All right, and then at 6 p.m. we have a pirate costume contest at the Speculator Pavilion.
Mm-hmm. This is for all ages, and the Lions Club has been very generous to become judges at this event. And so there will be 4 different age groups. I can't think of offhand what they are, but you can go online or stop at the chambers and they will give you the 4 different age groups. So if you are going to make your own or you're going to buy a nice pirate costume, Amazon's very helpful, by the way. By George, take part in this contest and you will win. There will be ribbons for each of the age groups, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Come on down.
Yep, I will be hosting that event. We talked about that earlier, so you'll get to see me down there calling people out and giving away the ribbons and the like. And then at 5 p.m. is something I'm excited about, is the Cannon and Musket Night the Light at the Speculator Beach.
At 8 p.m., we're going to ask people to come to the village beach. and they're going to be watching cannon fire being fired off Osborne Point. And what that's about is these reenactors, they come up and they do these events to make history come alive. And this is basically a fundraiser. We are asking local businesses and nonprofit organizations to have themselves advertised every time there's a big boom. So after a boom, we're going to say, this boom was sponsored by so-and-so, and we're going to ask the audience if it's one of their favorite businesses or nonprofit organizations to give a big huzzah, huzzah after every boom. And this is a good way to help support the reenactors who are involved, and by doing so, we are actually preserving New York State history.
How so?
Well, the reenactors themselves, like people like me, one way that we preserve is actually make it come up to life. But also reenactors are also involved in supporting local New York State historical places like Old Stone Fort, Fort Ticonderoga, Crown Point, Plattsburgh. If you can think of a historical place, or Battle of Saratoga, we support those places by keeping history alive, by bringing people coming down and seeing what happened in our nation.
Excellent. Now, how's the Cannon fundraiser going so far?
So far, it's been going pretty good, but we are asking for more people because, it does take a lot of money to help these reenactors. Most of the money that's going to be used is to help pay for gunpowder. I mean, that's not cheap. It's very hard to find gunpowder that we can use historically in New York State. So the money will probably go to help for the gunpowder that's being used, and for reenactors, for the units themselves. So yeah, if you're a business, nonprofit organization, and we do ask you to help to fund for this event, as well as other things that we have asked for funding for.
I'll definitely get you my check in the mail.
Okay.
Yep, and then, so that's all the main events, but we also have a few events kicking around.
Yeah.
And the like. We're thinking about doing some carnival games and hopefully get some old-timey type games and events going.
Absolutely. I mean, we want to keep this family-centered and help people of all generations to get involved. So throughout many of these events, we will be asking others to, like you said, old-fashioned kids games like walking stilts or playing 9 pins. If people are wondering what that is, that's the original version of bowling, or stuff like that. And we can do that. We are also asking local people to sell food to help them raise money, but also have food available for many of these events. And I know other nonprofit organizations will having their own events happening, and we'll be adding that to the website as we get more information.
Excellent. I hope somebody can teach me how to do that hoop and stick game.
Well, I can teach you that. I had to teach many kids how to do that.
I've seen that in movies, though. I want to learn how to do hoop and stick.
Well, let me tell you, that is a challenge.
I cannot wait.
Okay.
All right. So as we end tonight's discussion, is there anybody we'd like to thank?
Man, now you put me on the spot here. I wish I had a list of everybody who's involved with this event so far, and more people are going to be involved. I'm going to say is the unnamed people. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm encouraged every day by people's enthusiasm to volunteer, to help out, to partake. And for those of you who will be thinking about joining us, I'm already going to thank you right now, because a lot of hands make light work. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are doing this.
Yeah. I know a few people we can thank. We can thank, like I said, Donna Bankovich was a good help. Toni Morrison, Caitlin Stewart, your mother, Ann Weaver,
Yep.
And yourself. So, those are some of the names. But yeah,
I want to thank my dad for making the treasure chest for the treasure hunt. It's a beauty.
Thanks, Bill.
But like I said, I mean, and I'm sure we've missed many already. And there are people that, that just did one little thing, but yeah, it's big. It's big for us. It's amazing.
Of course, and it is so heartwarming to see a community come together like this for such a big project.
And I know it sounds like, oh, Pirates Weekend, that's so nonsense. You know what? Sometimes nonsense works.
Nonsense sells.
Yeah.
All right, before we leave, just refresh everyone on how they can get information on Pirates Weekend.
All right, to get information on Pirates Weekend, you can go onto our website. I should have had it with me, and shame on me, I did not bring it with me, forgive me. But you can Google it. It'll be Pirates Weekend Speculator or Lake Pleasant. Or you can go onto the Chamber of Commerce website, and there will be a link to our website. You can also go onto Facebook. You can look up Pirates Weekend or Pirates Weekend Committee, and you'll find those pages on there. Also stop at the Chamber of Commerce. They have information as well about these events. And they will be more than happy to print out stuff that you will need to be involved with some of the contests or other events that are happening that you will need to sign up for.
Excellent. Well, to all you land lovers out there, get ready for Pirates Weekend from June 7th to the 9th. And let's give them one more big R right before we leave. Ready? R!